Hello, and in today's video, I'm covering a topic from my book, Post-Separation Abuse, and it is 5 ways to recover and heal. 1. Acknowledge that the abuse happened. You can start to believe that you were to blame, or you begin to think, maybe I'm the crazy person. Maybe I'm wrong. The abuse never happened. Talk about what happened with a trusted friend, or journal or write it out. If you have the resources, access a therapist, but try to get recommendations from people who know and understand about narcissistic and emotional abuse. When you do this, your feelings and experiences can be validated. Speak about them. Shed light on situations you experienced. It helps you break free and heal. 2. Grieve the loss. Even when a relationship is toxic and abusive, you still need to grieve that loss. People presume that you would hate your spouse or partner or be angry, and that's not the case. Usually, you are just desperately sad. You may still love them and miss them. You need to grieve the loss. The narcissist has love-bombed you, and this feels real. You believe that they cared for you and loved you, but at the same time, they can show you their frustrations, their anger. You can be devalued and disrespected. This causes your confusion in the relationship. You need to grieve all the future dreams of your life together. Don't forget why it ended and the abuse that you experienced. And remember, you are better off without them. Many individuals need to grieve the loss of who we were before the abuse happened. There is a certain sense of loss of self. Recognize that it's okay to feel a whole range of emotions. It's a situation that you go through. It's traumatic, and you may need support to get through everything you are feeling and experiencing at this stage. Try to make a list of all the things that you could not do or were disapproved of by the ex, and think about how you are now free to do as you please and not acting to please them. 3. Break past patterns. In order to avoid repeating mistakes of the past and attracting another abusive relationship into your life, we need to break these patterns now. Start to recognize some of the patterns of behavior in our relationship. This can be poor boundaries, or our need for approval, or even our difficulty in realizing when a relationship is not good for us. Perhaps you are the type of person that likes to please others, and you put your own desires and needs to the side or on the back burner to ensure that you are meeting the needs of your spouse or partner. You may need to talk to a therapist for guidance during this phase. It can be difficult to decipher what is or isn't a healthy relationship. When you have been in a toxic relationship, when you have been in a toxic narcissistic situation for many years, reflecting on these patterns can be painful and takes time, but it's important if you want to avoid another harmful relationship. It's best to work through this before starting or seeking any new relationship. 4. Heal the trauma. You need to know that narcissistic abuse is a very traumatic experience. When someone we love and care for hurts us emotionally, psychologically, physically, and often sexually, it will take time and effort to process what has happened and be able to heal from it. Finding a mental health professional that can help us to put what happened into a timeline or a story, as well as talk it through and validate all we went through, is really important. It can be difficult and frustrating, giving rise to mixed emotions, but stick with it. There are a number of trauma therapies that can support a person at this stage. With proper support, you will begin to feel better. 5. Reclaiming yourself. Being yourself was not allowed for so long, and it can take you some time to figure out who you are and what you want in your life. You don't have that person in your life who is disapproving, criticizing, and keeping you confused. You are now free to do what you want. It can be difficult at first when your confidence and self-esteem has been eroded in a relationship that did not nourish, encourage, or support you. Try to talk this out with your therapist. Push yourself to make small decisions, planning what to eat, or planning a day out. Start making decisions on your own. Take your power back and start to feel good about yourself and rebuild your confidence. Slowly, you can start to make bigger decisions for yourself. You will start to have thoughts about what excites you and what leaves you cold, and then you can see a way forward. I know it is difficult to break free from any abusive relationship, and narcissistic ones can be particularly hard work, especially when the relationship ends in a post-separation abuse, when you know and feel in your heart that the person you once loved and cared for feels nothing for you now, when they continue to abuse their position of power and seek to hurt you and leave you emotionally and financially devastated, when they can continue to gaslight or manipulate you, when they will never apologize for their behavior. They can blame and shame you, deny all responsibility, and attack you as the guilty party, while reversing the role of victim and offender, known as DARVO, the acronym DARVO, which stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse, Victim and Offender, a mechanism used by manipulators to evade accountability for the abuse that they inflict on others, a concept that was identified by Dr. Jennifer Freyd in the mid-1990s. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.